Okay, Shams has reported that Phoenix Suns All NBA guard Chris Paul has entered COVID-19 health and safety protocols and is sidelined for an indefinite period of time, according to The Athletic. Wow, like I saw this about 15, 20 minutes ago, and I thought it was fake. I'm like, man, I don't know why people are playing around like that. It's not cool. Okay, it's not cool at all. Whether if you hate Chris Paul or Chris Paul is not one of your favorite players or whatever, like I'm thinking, okay, somebody's clearly lying about this. But Shams is pretty reliable. What based on what I've grown to know over the past year. All right, but I hope this is not true, man. I hope this is not true because as a Houston Rockets fan, well, number one, first, as for Chris Paul's health, his health, and for his family's health. Okay, so I hope that's not true. I hope all the tests come out, all the test results come out negative. I hope he's able to get the necessary, he's able to follow the necessary protocol tips. I'm not sure what the tips are right now or how they do it right now, or how many days, what's the minimum amount of days. But it said that indefinitely, so you never know where that can lead to. But man, for the fans of the Phoenix Suns, listen, as a Houston Rockets fan, check this out. When the Rockets, we were up 3-2 against the Warriors, and hey man, we all thinking, oh, it's going down, and then you see a few tweets here and there, and all of a sudden a few articles talking about, Chris Paul, about his hamstring, and yeah, some say, well, he should be able to play, and then some say, well, he's not going to be able to play, and you just didn't want to believe it. And then it's like, wow, it's like, golly, man, but man, wow, that is a big blow. I mean, if he's out indefinitely, I mean, I don't think, I don't know if he would miss the whole series or not. The young man who was playing in the PGA Tour, I forgot his name, but he had they found out he tested positive for COVID, and I think he was getting ready to go out there and play, and he was in the lead. All right, and then you saw the officials come down and they break the news to him, and you saw this young man was just heartbroken, man. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they couldn't just let him caddy for himself, and continue to finish it out. Because, in golf, you're not standing directly next to the fans. They have the barricades and stuff behind the ropes when they stand behind and stuff. But I'm like, oh man, that's something you work hard for. And he was the champion last year, so of course you want to defend your throne, you want to defend your crown. And can you imagine, something that you work for your whole life and you're not able to defend it? So CP3, man, rest up. Get better, man. Get better. Hey, I didn't pick the Suns to go this far, but that's still, hey, but they're here. And hey, I appreciate great basketball, and they have been playing some brilliant basketball. I mean, but I think the Suns, wow, like if he miss a few games, depending on who they play, but if they're going up against the Clippers, man, they're gonna need Chris Paul. If they're going up against Utah, I think they can get away a little bit with Utah because Mike Conley hasn't been healthy, and Donovan Mitchell, as great as he's playing, his you can still tell that ankle bothers him in certain parts of the game, But if they were to face the Clippers, I think you will. I think, what's the word? You would hate to see them play without Chris Paul. All right. And then everybody wants to see the Rajon Rondo versus Chris Paul matchup, right? I know I do. But DeAndre Ayton is gonna, because the Clippers they They're pretty small. Okay. Now Zubac can play. I like Zubac. He's been aggressive against Rudy Gobert so far, but I think DeAndre Ayton is a whole nother animal. That's a beast. That's a beast, DeAndre Ayton. All right. I think this is going to be an opportunity for the world to really see what DeAndre Ayton can do. I thought DeAndre Ayton did very, very well against Jokic. You know, I think he held his own overall on the defensive side. I mean, there's only so much you can do against the MVP, right? But man, you know, this is one of those cases where, you know what, it's always something. It's always something. You know, no matter what in life, you know, it's always something, man. Like, it's always something, man. And that's, you know, that's a big catchphrase in my life. I don't know about your life, but it seems like it's always something. Not saying that something always go bad in a level 10 bad, but it's always something. You know, I don't know. I guess it's a way for the universe to tend to balance things out. I don't know. I saw one tweet where somebody, well, it's a popular tweet I've been seeing where, well, multiple times I've been seeing this tweet where people say, man, Chris Paul must have did something to tick God off, man. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that's the case though, because you know you have Chris Paul. You know, Chris Paul admitted it on the all the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. You know, he mentioned that, you know, when he was traded to OKC, he started taking care of his body more as far as dieting and eating more vegan, including more vegan entrees and meals in his diet and stuff. And you know, as you get older, all that stuff, it plays a big factor, man. Like, you can't, like, if you're a person who eat McDonald's all the time, you're not going to be able to digest that stuff as you was if you was like a teenager in your early 20s, when you're in your mid to late 30s, or even a lot of times early 30s, depending how your digestive system operates, right? But you know, I wouldn't say it was that God was doing something to prevent him from winning a championship, because he said it himself. You know, he hadn't been taking care of his body the way he should. Now, when he got to OKC, he started doing that. And you notice, I mean, he's been playing. He hasn't been missing many games. I don't think he missed any games. Well, I don't know if I don't think he missed too many games this year. You know, and you know, when you have veterans, all-star veterans like him and LeBron, Kawhi, and Paul George and Kevin Durant and Harden, you know, you're going to expect them to miss some games. They're not required to play all games. You want them ready for crunch time, which is playoff time. And he's been available. He's been playing real good in the playoffs, real good. And you know that right there, it takes a certain level of accountability to even to admit that, especially publicly. I mean, it's hard enough to admit things when we're wrong, or what we could have improved on privately, but when you're able to do it publicly, I think, man, that's awesome. That's incredible. And you know, this young man here, Chris Paul, he admitted publicly on that podcast and on other interviews that, hey, man, I started, you know, I'm taking better care of my body. Now, of course, as a Rockets fan, I wish he would have did that in Houston, and then most likely we would not have traded him, and then I think we would have got to the NBA Finals, and I think we would have defeated that Cleveland Cavalier team for real. And then we would have completed the triangle where LeBron James lost the finals against all three Texas teams: Spurs twice, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Houston Rockets. But we didn't get that. But I'm glad he's taking care of his body now. You know, and you know, that's not just for basketball. That's you know, you do it for your family. Well, you do it for yourself first, and then you do it for your family and your loved ones that you have. But man, that's a shot to the heart, y'all. That, man, Chris Paul, man. I mean, I'm like, okay, well, it looks like dude is gonna do it. But man, like, it's always something, people. It's always something. So no matter what in life, man, just do your best job to take care of yourself, your loved ones. Be careful. You know, because it's always something. You got something great going, and it's always something. But um, I'm gonna stay up to date and see how this goes. Because like I say, these are, I don't know if these reports have been confirmed or whatever. I'm not sure if he caught COVID or if he was a situation where he was around someone that was COVID. That's what happened with the young man at the PGA Tour. He had reported that he was around someone who may have tested positive for COVID. So, and I'm not sure how the NBA is going to deal with this. We saw a few weeks ago where LeBron James had a situation like that, and I guess it was different, but I don't know. There was rumors floating around that he might have to undergo COVID-19 protocols, and we saw that he did not have to do it. So, they're not, the leash is a bit longer than what it was during the bubble last year. Daniel House for my Rockets. I don't know if he tested positive for COVID, but he had to go up under COVID protocol, and that pretty much. Let me see. He only played 2 games in the series. Yeah, so that was pretty much it right there. We didn't see him anymore. Lakers won the series in 5. Not sure if that series would have won in 7, would he been able to play, or if it would win in 6, or if the Rockets would advance to the next round, would he have been able to participate? Don't know. But man, let's hope Chris Paul get better, people. Hey, y'all stay safe out there. If you're listening on the podcast, on the audio, hey, favorite the podcast. Hit like, leave a review, okay? Also, if you're listening on YouTube right now, hit that like and subscribe button. And hey, share your thoughts, man. How are you feeling about, CP3 potentially going up under COVID-19 protocol? I don't even know what kind of question I can ask y'all on that to get y'all to comment. But anyways, well, tell me, do you think that Chris Paul is cursed? Like, some people feel like Chris Paul is cursed, or do you think that the Suns still have a chance to win the West if Chris Paul is unavailable to play? Yeah, share your thoughts down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Student of the game. Peace.